Hi guys. Hey, it's Linda Anderson here from Linda Lou Creates. Thanks for joining me tonight. I appreciated everyone who joined me yesterday morning for my Halloween card making event too. If you didn't get a chance to see it, be sure and check it out. It's here in Facebook, here on my business page. I also uploaded it to YouTube if you'd rather go watch it there. So either way, take a look at that. So tonight I wanted to share some Saleabration, a stamp set that has been overlooked, and by myself, I must admit. I saw this stamp set, feels like home, and I was like, nah, not for me. But, you know, as you get the rewards, and for every $50, you get something free, that was an option that I was like, oh, fine, I'll get it. And I'm glad I did, to be honest with you. So I made this quick set of cards. It could easily be given away as a gift. And yeah, I just really was happy with how they turned out. So this is actually cinnamon cider that I used on this one. For the ones I'm going to show you, I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight. But I used Very Vanilla. Don't ask me why, but I don't use Very Vanilla very much. So I am really going outside of my usual here on these. So they're all the same as far as layout, so that makes it easy. I used my Stamparatus, which really makes it easy. And another thing I did was, which I'm going to show you how, I covered the envelope flap with some of the Designer Series paper. I have so much paper. It is actually not even funny, but I have so much of it that I'm like, I gotta use it. So you'll notice these embellishments. To be honest with you, they are retired. But there again, I have so many of them that I had to use them. So, all right. So let me gather these up because I want to then show you a couple other little tips that I have. One of the things was I actually made my own cinnamon cider Stampin' Spot, so that I feel like, let me bring this back. Now let me actually get the card back. To get into these little grooves and these fine lines of the stamp image, I was just having a hard time getting too much ink on them using my regular sized ink pad. So I'm like, I'm going to use one of my little Stampin' Spots. I get a lot of them with my paper pumpkin kits, but if there's ever ones that you don't have and you want to make them up, here's what you do. Stampin' Up sells the Stampin' Spots. 5 come in a pack, and they are uninked. So you'll just uninked Stampin' Spots. So this is, I'm just going to, I already have one for the Misty Moonlight. This is one that I got, like I said, for my paper pumpkin. So I'm going to use that. But if there's a color that you don't have, you use one of the reinkers. This one happens to be Pool Party. And you just cover the surface of that with your reinker. And you have made yourself a mini ink cube, a Stampin' Spot, however you want to call it. But there it is. And it's perfect to get in for just those little spaces, or like I said, I liked this better when inking up this image that I used out of this stamp set. So don't be afraid to purchase these and make use of your reinkers then for that. All right, so here we go. Let me just bring in all the supplies you're going to need. First up, the card base is, it's the thick, now let me say that again. It's the thick Very Vanilla, and it is cut 5.5 by 8.5. This is then scored at 4 1/4. So I cut 4 of these because I'm going to make 4 cards. The reason I made 4, let me bring the stamp set back in. For my first set was because there's 4 sentiments. I know, That's crazy, but that's what I did. So I'm going to show you how I'm making 4 of them lickety split. I need several thank you cards, so I'm just going to use 1 sentiment for these, but you know, any sentiment will do. So we have our card bases. Now for the, I thought I had everything organized here. I have my Misty Moonlight layer. This is actually 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Now this is the very vanilla, which is 3 3/4 by 5. So I'm getting back into my just an 1/8 of an inch bigger for my layers underneath. All right. Now for the strips for the sentiment, they are actually 5/8 of an inch wide by 5 1/2 inches long. And again, this is the very vanilla. You guessed it then, Misty Moonlight, 3/4 of an inch wide by 5 1/2 inches long. So let me bring in my Stamparatus. Hopefully nothing will come crashing down. I thought I had my space cleaned up, but I kind of don't. So let me just set that down, and I like to rest then the plate on top of that. So I went ahead, just to help me out for my video today, or my live, is on the Stamparatus, the grid paper, I made little marks on where to put my paper. So my strips are going to go right here. You see, I kind of played around first. I stamped it on the to make sure that it was straight, and I actually had put a piece of just, you know, scrap paper in here just to double check and make sure that it was good and straight, and that the positioning was good. All right, so here we go. Here is now my stack of the 5 by 3 3/4. Yes, I have the whole stack right here. I'm not doing it with my sentiments, and because I'm kind of picky when it comes to making sure that they're good and straight. So let me see. Like I said, I just like the Stampin' Spot. I feel like I can get in here a little bit better, getting all of these little tiny spots stamped and inked, and doing it this way, I can stamp both the sentiment and the image at the same time. So here we go. Whoops. Let me try that again. My magnet's in the way. So I'm not worried because everything is still in the same spot. Let's see how we did. Sentiment looks good. This I'm going to try one more time. All right. So let me pull this out. This is kind of what I like to do is get several pieces of cardstock and stamps on here at the same time. All right. This magnet is so strong. So let's go ahead. I just want to ink this up one more time. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and ink up my sentiment. Okay. Good. Better. Like it. All right. So here we go. I've got 2 sentiments down, 2 to go. And let's get the magnet on here. Sometimes I'll even put some adhesive and on my grid paper just to help to hold things in place. So, but I'm feeling okay here. So, all right, so let's remove that one, get this on, and just keep going. So, it has been quite the cool couple of days here in Pittsburgh. I did some laundry today, hung it up outside, and it dried nice, but it was kind of cool. So I don't like how that one turned out, and so I'm gonna flip it over and do it again. Let me just redo this image first. So like I said, I just kind of like those spots. I just feel like I'm getting it so much nicer. It's not too dark where you miss all of your fun little details of this stamp set. So let me keep going here. And you probably don't want to watch me do all 4 of these, huh? But, so let me just, there, I like that one. I've got 1 more to do, all right? And 2 more of the sentiments here. So let me see if I can slip this in. And so I like to do is assembly line this whenever I do several of the same thing. I know some people say they get bored and don't like to do a lot of the same. I get it. I get it. So, but these are so quick. And you'll be able to get them done in no time. So, all right, this is my last strip, and the font is so fine as well that I don't want to push down too heavy on it. I think that's what happened with the one that kind of smeared on me. There we go. That one I like better. Okay, so let me get this out so that now all I have to do is this last of the images. So, let's see. Perfect, perfect. All right, so there we go. I will close this up and let's get going to making these. All right, like I said, I just have way too much stuff on my desk. Alrighty, here we go. So, let me get, here are all of my images. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Now, if I use a tape runner, I will just go ahead and add my adhesive lickety-split quick on all of them and then go from there. I could probably do at least 2 of them here with my liquid glue. So this is what I like to do, is just work quick, and I'll get them done in no time. So, probably not even in screen. There we go. So, it would appear I don't have these cut correctly, so I'm going to have to fix that. I tell you what, having that event last night or yesterday during the day, I obviously thought like I could get this done too. So looks like I was wrong. I'm going to have to fix that. Oh well. It's alive. It's supposed to be, things are supposed to go wrong, right? Because now I just dropped one of my sentiments. So we are going to make 3. Since one of my sentiments fell on the floor and I don't want to take the time to find it. You guys have put up with me enough as is, so. Now there, isn't that crazy? That one fits on there perfect. So let me hurry up and cut these down, making sure that I'm at 5/8 of an inch. If I can get to my paper trimmer, I'm just doing it off camera here. I think I had that at 5 1/4, so let's try that again. And there we go. And then let me get the other one. This is just Murphy's Law today, I tell you. All right. Now, these can go down to the card base. Like I said, normally I should have 4 of them, but at the moment I am only going to do 3. And then later when I find my sentiment, I will finish them up. Like I said, I needed some thank you cards, so that is what is being made here. Now, a lot of people, myself included, as soon as I saw this stamp set, oh, I'm going to have to color. I don't like to color. And so that's part of the reason why I was like, I'm going to avoid this one. But I'm showing you, you do not need to color this image. It would look great, but because I was thinking about doing that for tonight, just coloring a little bit and just kind of like highlighting just a small area of it. But nope, it is going to be a quick set of note cards here and show you that it does not need to be colored. All right. Let me get now the sentiments that I do have on my desk. They are going to get, now remember these, I happen to have them to fit for my, the sentiments. They are 5/8 of an inch wide, 5.5 inches long. So, let's see if I can get that on there. Now that looks like I cut correctly. So all I'm going to do now is just put it down. There we go. That's all it's going to be. Let me do one more here. And then I'm going to show you the envelope. I've done it a couple times, and then I kind of go away from doing it. I don't know why, because it really does kind of finish off the project. But you can certainly make these, like I say, in the set of 4. That way it's one of each of the sentiments that are included in this stamp set. And you know, tie a big pretty ribbon around it into a big bow, give them as a gift. You could put them in one of the acetate boxes, not a problem there, and create a nice little gift set to give to somebody. So now, being part of Saleabration, any $50 order, you can pick this stamp set. Let me bring it out one more time. Feels Like Home could be yours free. There is a whole bunch of things that you could get for free, and this is one of them. So it goes till the end of the month, so do not hesitate. All right, so here is one that I've already gotten done as far as the envelope flap. So all I did, because this paper came 6 by 6, I just cut it in half. So this is 3 by 6, and all I'm going to do is put my adhesive on the envelope flap. Okay. And then let's get this on. Let me move that out of the way. And once I get it lined up, you can tell I'm concentrating because I'm not talking. There we go. Okay. And then I actually have a big long pair here of scissors that I like to use. And now just flip it over and cut around and cut off the excess. Because I don't need the 3 inches, you know, I could easily cut a little bit of that off to put on the inside of my card too. That's a good idea. So that can be then trimmed off, like I said, and I can use a strip of that to put then on the inside. Let me show you. I could, but what I did was stamp it. So So anyway, couple little fun little tips, tricks, techniques for a nice set of cards. For me, it's thank you cards that I needed. And otherwise, oh, I didn't put on, well, like I said, they are retired. You can't get them anymore. I have a bunch of them. So I am going to go ahead and put these on. I can't seem to find my Picket tool. I tell you, what is going on with me today? So anyway, this is all of the in colors, and I'm just going to go ahead and get these on. Because it would be nice to say at some point, wow, look at all the paper that I've used up. Or, wow, look at all the embellishments that I've used. My problem is I buy more than I use, so... So anyway, so here is one that is complete, and I'll make the rest up later. I won't make you sit through watching me fumble around like I've been. So anyway, hey, thanks so much for putting up with me tonight. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, having a relaxing evening with me, and I will see you next week. Bye now.